It is.
Good morning to everyone. Uh, Today, in the occasion of a Guru Purnima, I welcome you all for the today's sessions. That is practical aspects. We are dealing with the Niruha Basti preparations. So last class we dealt with the how to prepare the Pinnasveda and all those things. So today, before going to the presentation or session, we will start with a prayer. Because of Guru Purnima, just we have to remember all my gurus who teach me the Ayurveda and other things in a life. From like we can start from the nursery to the PU level or whatever the degree level or postgraduate level, who are the gurus who are teach me the things or a knowledge in to improve my life. So I pranam to every guru. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. So today is the Guru Purnima. Actually, to salute the Guru or to remember the Guru, we are celebrating the Guru Purnima. So first we will start with the today's session, that is Niruha Basti preparation. Myself, Dr. Suraj Kumbar, I am working as a consultant and assistant professor in the Department of Panchakarma from Rajiv Institute of Ayurvedic Medical Science and Research Center, Hassan. So Niruha Basti. I think Basti, everyone must be know about the Basti. Basti means Vasu Nivase. Vasu Nivase is called as it is residing or a stay for a longer duration in a particular place. We can call it as a Basti. So I think Basti in our Panchakarma, if you are considering the Basti word, we can consider in the terms of various, like we can consider with the Kati Basti also, and other basti also. But here in a panchakarma, mainly the five karmas, basti is the one among that. That is astapana basti, anuvasana basti. Two bastis are there. So basti here refers to, we can think in the manner that which stays for some duration or some time. Or the basti means by means which we are giving the particular medicaments. Like in olden days, by using the bladder of the particular animals, we are giving the basti. In like that manner, if you are considering, means basti is having a different meanings. So vasu nivase, vasu achadane, to cover or to coat, vasu sneha chadana praharneshu. These are the different terminologies which are considered it as the basti. So definition of a basti is that bastinama diyate iti basti. So it is given in the Ashtanga Hridaya Sutrasthana. And one more, the definition is basti bastama diyate yasmat tasmat bastir iti smritaha. Bastinam diyate bastim va punar purvanmayetu bastihi. So the procedure where we are using the animal bladder to give the particular medicaments. So that is called as the basti. So many important factors are there why we have to give a basti and why we have to practice a basti, because the Niruha Basti, it is considered one among the Panchakarma. So they have given so many similes. If you are going through our Brihatrayi, so that is like example like apadatala murdasthana doshana pakwaste stitaha virena bastirradate swasto arka bhura sannivaha. It is given in Charaka Siddhisthana also. It says about the basti, which introduced in the pakwashaya, acts on the whole body and every system on the body. How the Surya or Arka, so we can consider how he will absorb the waters, means the water from surface of our earth. The same thing, the basti also, it will reaches to every part of the body. So another thing they have explained, same Ashtanga Sutrasthana, in Sutrasthana, they have explained, Yatha kusumbadi toyat ragam haret pataha, Yatha dravikrita dehat, baste nirharet malan. So like these factors they have explained, like as the cloth. So how the cloth absorbs the dye water, means the color, how it will absorbs like that, and how it will removes the particular waste and all those things, how it will absorb. The same manner, when you are giving the basti will eliminates every doshas from the body. So that's what it is considered as the prime importance. And Basti is considered as one among the Ardha Chikitsa. So just we have to remember the Basti having Pradhanatam. So it is mainly indicated in Vata dosha. So wherever the Vata dosha predominance is there, there we can practice such kind of the Panchakarma. So because when you are coming across our Panchakarmas, like Vamana is meant for the Kapha, Virechana is meant for Pitta, Basti is meant for Vata. So the main thing for Vata only we are using Niruha Basti, because Vata is considered as Vayu Ishvara. Vayu is considered as the Ishvara. So that's what we are using to combat that particular Vata, which is aggravated Vata, to remove that Vata. If it is aggravated, we have to remove. So we are using the Niruha Basti. So these kind of a preparation is needed. So here just we are just we are talking about here the practical aspects. So just let us move on to the particular things. So composition of a Niruha Basti. How the composition is take place, the Niruha Basti. That is Makshikam Lavanam Sneham Kalkam Kwatam iti kramat Avapayet Niruhanam Mesha Sanyojana Vidhi. Just remember this sloka, it is very basic sloka and it's very important in the terms of how we have to prepare the particular Niruha Basti. So remember, Makshikam Lavanam Sneham Kalkam Kwatam iti kramat Avapayet Niruhanam Esha Sanyojane Vidhi. So this is the particular how you have to composition. First you have to start from a Makshika, after that Lavana, after that Sneha, after that Kalka, after that Kwata, and after it is Avapa. This is the respective or periodical how you have to add and you have to compose the Basti. So remember, this is the very important sloka to prepare the particular Niruha Basti. So Niruha Basti mainly having the predominance of a Kashaya. So that's what it is also considered as the Kashaya Basti. And Niruha Basti mainly administered in an empty stomach or Madhyane. One reference is Madhyane, means after the digestion of a previous food. If you are practically I'm saying, if you are giving the Basti, so just remember the time when you have to give. Either we have to give empty stomach or the previous meal has to be digested. In that condition only we can go with the Niruha Basti. So coming to the general matra. So mainly if you are dealing with the Bastis, the matra of a Bastis is Dwadasha Prasrita Basti. So Dwadasha Prasrita Basti. So Dwadasha Prasrita Basti is there. Basti is there. So here the Prasrita is referred to, if we are considering in day-to-day our SI units, means it is 100 ml. It most probably it is equal to 100 ml, means one Prasrita is equal to 100 ml, that is 2 pala. So one pala we can be correlate with 48 ml to 50 ml. So that is up to, if we are 2 palas for one Prasrita, means it is 100 ml. So if we are considering the 12 Prasrita, means it is 1200 ml. So remember this one. And here the Pramana how they have mentioned in the classics. That is Madhu is 2 Prasrita, Sneha is 3 Prasrita, Kalka is 1 Prasrita, Kwata is 4 Prasrita, Avapa is 2 Prasrita. So this is the composition on which base we have to add the particular the dravyas to prepare the bastis. So if you are considering the preparation, you can see in the slide, the preparation is like that. If you are adding the Madhu, so Madhu is the, if we are considering it is 100%, the Madhu places is 16.6% and Sneha is 25% and Kalka is 8.3% and Kwata is 33.33% and Avapa is 16.67%. So just see here the Kwata having the more quantity. So that's what it is also called as the Kashaya Basti. So this is the general matra. So the how we have to use the proportion. So mainly Uttama Matra, Madhyama Matra, Avara Matras are mentioned in our classics. So depending upon that, the 12 Prasruta only, depending upon that, we are categorizing it is Uttama, Madhyama and Avara Matra. So normally, if we are starting to practice, just we are using the Madhyama Matra or Avara Matra, because it's the when the Samhita is written, that Kala is considered as the Samhita Kala. So it's a Yuga back. So it is now it is a Kali Yuga. So when the Kali Yuga comes, so the dosage and lifespan of the human beings also change. So depending upon that, the dosage also varies. So nowadays we are practicing with Madhyama Matra and Avara Matra. So Madhu, we are using that 128 ml or so approximately 120 ml or a 96 here you can see in Avara Matra also. Depending upon that, we are practicing with Madhyama and Avara Matra. So just remember these the tabular form which we are given in ml form to easy to prepare the bastis. So coming to the requirements, if you are practicing with Basti, how you have to practice? So requirements like, so you can see the Kalvayantra, it's required Madhu and Saindava, Makshika, Kalka and Vastra and Avapa or Kwata. These are the basic requirements to prepare the Bastis. And other things also there, like for heating apparatus and other pans and bowls which is required to prepare the kashayas and other things. So just remember, if it is a ready thing, like if your Saindava is ready, Madhu is ready, Grita is liquefied and it is ready, Kalka is also ready, and Kashaya is also ready, means it's an easy thing to prepare. So remember, whenever you are preparing the kashaya, so normally if you are considering these things, so remember the shlokas which says in Ashtanga Hridaya, that is Makshikam Lavanam Sneham Kalkam Kwatam Idikramat. In that manner only we should start the mixing of a basti and preparing of the basti. So the preparation, how it depends. So why they have given the particular in the manner of the Makshikam Lavanam Sneha. So so mixing, how we have to mixing means it will till the achievement of a homogeneous mixture. How you have to mixing means it has to become the homogeneous mixture. So basic idea is, remember to prepare the amalgam by the mixing of Makshika and Lavana. First, that's only we are taking. So remember here, first we are taking the Saindava and after that we are taking the honey. So just we are making the amalgam by using this Saindava and honey. And after that we are adding the preparation of oil. So like that we are adding the Sneha, and the Sneha and the water emulsification which is achieved by adding the component of album. In that we are adding amalgam and that Sneha, which will prepare them. Those mixture become homogeneous. If you are in that manner, if you are preparing means it will like in a homogeneous mixture. So that's what we have to maintain this kind of a proportion. So first we are adding the Saindava. So what is the Saindava? So Saindava. So Saindava here the quantity is mentioned, means almost all the classics they have mentioned about the Karsha Matra. That is up to 12 grams we have to use the Saindava. The quantity of the Saindava is 12 grams, thus making about 1% of that particular solution. If you are making any of the solution, you have to add some amount of a Saindava, because Saindava contains sodium. So remember this, which will near to the normal saline. If you are adding the Saindava in a particular Dwadasha Prashrita, means if you are adding only 1% of, means you can remember the normal saline. We can call it as NS. The same it will be there. The 0.8% of the sodium will be there. So same manner it will prepare. So that's what we are adding the Saindava. I am telling here the logic behind our classics. The classics are explained in very much scientific way. Just we have to think and analyze that scientific way, how they are, how and why they have added the Saindava. So it is surprising the notes of a thousands year only earlier only explains. So Basti is nearly making as the normal saline. So it may not disturbs our electrolytes. So remember, so everyone says by giving a virechana or a Basti, some like a purgation will be occur. Means the waste material which is means it's like expelled through purposely with the forcefully. So that's what, remember why we are adding the Saindava. So it will not disturbs our the biological system and electrolytes. That's what we are adding the Saindava. So sodium and chlorides are also in our blood. So Saindava contains 21 essential and 30 accessory minerals, and 98% of the sodium chloride is present in a Saindava lavana, along with the traces of potassium also. When it is useful to maintain the acid base balance and maintaining the osmosis and the activation of the ATPs. So that's what the Saindava plays very important role while taking in the preparation of a basti. So in a practical approach, just we are adding the Saindava. Next we are adding the honey. So honey, it refers to Madhu. So Madhu, why we are adding the Madhu? Because if you are considering the Madhu, what happened? The different opinions are there according to Ashtangarudaya and according to the Sushruta also. Sushruta says that 2 Prasruta you have to take. That is up to 200 ml you have to take. And but Ashtangarudaya says that you have to add only the this one. You have to add a little bit of that, and you have to add the jaggery also. So depending upon that. So honey, what honey having the properties like honey contains a natural sugar, so which quickly absorbs by our digestive system and which is converted into energy. So remember, the sugar we can consider the glucose. So glucose is converted into energy and hence acts as the instant energizer to our body. So as the hygroscopic, and it absorbs the fluid from tissues to tissues, thus speeding up the healing and aids the growth of a healing of a tissues. So honey mainly act as the antibacterial due to acidic in nature and enzymatically which produce the hydrogen peroxide. So constant use of a honey which strengthens the white blood cells, so helps to fight against the bacterial tissues. You remember that the WBC is how it will barrier to the our body. So honey is very good antioxidant. That's what it will helps to restoring the damaging tissues. So thus presents the circumstances. So just for this purpose, the reason behind of adding of the honey. So first we are added the Saindava. After that we are adding the honey, and next we start the starting with the pistol, and just we are starting the preparation in the manner. So after mixing, so you can see in a picture, it is like homogeneous mixture. You cannot find Saindava separately and the honey as separately. And next step is the adding of the Sneha. So Sneha is the oil substance. You can know Sneha, we can add here the Ghrita also, Vasa also, Majja also, and Taila also. So mainly the Sneha is Anilahara also, and some Snehas are the Pittahara also. So depending upon the Uttama, like Sarpi, Vasa, Majja. So like it will be the respective order, how it manner. Depending upon that, depending upon need, we are adding the Sneha in the preparation of the Basti. So the Sneha. So here we are adding mainly Pakwa Sneha medicated oil, mainly we are using for the purpose of a Basti preparation. And this is because why we are adding the medicated Sneha, because normal Sneha, if you are taking from the market, which contains the mainly Ama Lakshanas. Because of that, whenever we are preparing the particular Tailas, like Murchita Taila, why we are preparing the Murchita Taila? Because we have to remove the Ama. So Ama Lakshanas which are present in the oil, to remove that particular the Ama Lakshanas, we are using the medicated oil here. So that's what we are doing, the Taila Murchana or Sneha Murchana or Ghrita Murchana we can say. So that's what we have to remove. So that's what we are using the medicated oil in the preparation of the Niruha Basti. So because if we are adding the amata of a Sneha, like normal Sneha means it will cause some complications. To avoid the particular complications, we are adding. So in one reference says from Charaka Siddhisthana, if you are adding without amata or without murchana of a taila or without medicated ghee, what happen means it will cause the mucus secretion in the rectum. It says in Charaka Siddhisthana 4 chapter 48 sloka, they have mentioned about these things. So that's what we are using the medicated sneha. So normally, if you are going through Vatagna Basti, Pittagna Basti, and Kafagna Basti, it's depending upon that the dosage has to be reduced. So how we have to means, if it is a Vatagna Basti, we have to use 1/4 of that particular Basti. If it is a 12 Prasruta means 1/4 out of that Basti, we have to take the Sneha. If it is a Pittagna Basti, then we have to take 1/6 of the particular part of that Basti amount of Sneha we have to take. Kapha means 1/8 of the whole Basti Sneha. So depending upon the Vata dosha, Pitta dosha and Kapha dosha, we have to add the Sneha. So next, after that, start again the same preparation, just like a bhavana manner, just where we are using. And after that, we cannot differentiate the separation of the madhu. In the slide, you can see the picture. We cannot see the separation of the particular madhu or saindava or sneha. So it has to be homogeneous mixture. Next is the adding of a kalka. So kalka we have prepared. After that, we are adding the kalka. So mainly, if you are considering the general preparation of a basti, which kalka they have told to add, like they have told Putayavanadi kalka. So Putayavani phalam bilva Kushtavacha shatavaha Ghanam Pippalinam. Charaka Siddhisthana explains this is the common kalka we can practice. So why? Because and the kalka also we can use from the disease to disease. Remember, so it is generally Putayavanadi kalka. If you are preparing with the Mustadi Yapana Basti, in that we are using the Musta Ushira Parpata, like that other kalkas like Ashwagandha, Rasna. So it's depending on mainly the Vadi, which disease is there from for that particular disease, which of the kalka can be act easily. If a Grudra disease comes, means my combination is I'm adding the Rasna, Devadaru and Shatapushpa. If I want to give a Tiktaka Kshira Basti in Asti Vikara or Asti Ashraya Gatavadis, I'm giving the Tiktaka Kshira Basti. In that time, I'm adding the Guduchi and Yashtimudha and other things. Or if I are preparing with a Manjishtadi Basti, so I'm adding as a Kalka, that is Manjishtadi Kalka. So depending upon the Vyadis, we have to change the kalkas. So the properties also different. So depending upon that, we are adding the kalka. After adding the kalka, just again we have to start with the same. We have to see the homogeneous mixture. So remember, and whenever you are the preparation of a basti, you will hear the sound. When you start to preparation of a basti in a khalva yantra, so just you have to hear the sound, like a tick-lick sound. Somewhat sound will be there. So when that sound will goes, that time you can remember the basti having the homogeneous mixture. If that particular sound is present, means your basti is not prepared well. So remember. So next is the adding of a kwata. So normal kwata, which explains how the kwata, which type of a kwata we can add in the preparation of a basti. Normally, if your common practice, the Charaka Siddhisthana, they explain that Balam Guduchi Trifalam, Sa Rasna Dve Panchamule, Cha Falonmitani, Ashtafalani Ardhatulam Cha Mamsam, Chwagat Pached Apsu Chatutta Shesham. So remember, they have given, we can use the chorus powder of how you have to prepare the kashaya. They have mentioned here. We have to use the Bala, Guduchi, Trifala, Rasna and Dashamula as one pala we have to take each. And after that, 8 fruits of Madana Phala. Means 8 pala of that Madana Phala we have to add. And we have to use the meat. That is Mamsa we have to use and make a decoction. So make a kwata by adding the water. So after that adding a water, that has to be reduced to 1/4 part. The same kashaya preparation which we have studied in our the Vaishyaja Kalpana, the same kwata method we have to use. So remember this, and it has to be heated in a moderate heat. So when you are heating in a moderate manner, it will liquefy, and we have to take the 1/4 quantity of the particular kvata for the preparation of the basti. So mainly when we are preparing, so kvata also varies from the disease to disease. Like example, we are using the Eranda Mooladi Basti, means the main ingredient is the Eranda Moola Kashaya in that particular basti. If we are using the Dashamula Basti, means the Dashamula is the main ingredient, so Dashamula Kvata we are using. So it's depending upon the particular disease, we are using the particular Kvatas. So after the Kvata, so see that picture, how you are mixing, and what is the mixture. So see, you can see the particular mixture, how it will be there. So next is the mixing. So after this mixing, the kvata, one more thing I just forgotten, that is we are adding some of the prakshepaka dravyas, or some we are using the avapa dravyas, we can call it as the, like gomutra, we can use kanji, or we can use kshira or ushna jala. In the terms of, if you want to give a rukshana, just we are adding the gomutra, or we are adding the ushna jala or other things. Just it's we can call it as the prakshepaka dravya. So why we are adding, means sometimes we have to add these the prakshepaka dravyas or avapa dravyas to give a tikshnata to the particular basti, or sometimes we are adding the prakshepaka dravya because we have to reduce the tikshnata of basti. So remember, if we are adding the gomutra in that, then it will increase the tikshnata of the particular the basti. If we are adding the kshira in that particular basti, means it will reduce the particular tikshnata. So that's what we are using the particular the prakshepaka dravyas. Afterwards, we have to use the sieving. Why actually the sieving it's necessary? Because if you are using which method to administer, like so many methods are there. One method is by using the anima can, and one other method is the basti putaka method. So if you are using with the anima can, means if you are not sieving, means what happened practically, I'm saying here, sometimes what happened, the catheter may be blocked. So that's what we are sieving. So just to remove the particular the solid things or solid particles to obstruct that particular catheter. And one more thing, if you are using the basti putaka, we can use directly without sieving also we can use. But why we have to sieve, means sometimes what happens, the kashayas, whichever you are kashayas, the kashaya particles will be there, like the kasta or other things will be there. So to remove that particular kasta and other things, just we have to sieve the basti preparation. So this is how we have to prepare the basti. So just once again, I can see you in a slide. So requirements, remember. So kalva yantra is needed, madhu is needed, saindava and sneha, kalka, kvata, and some vastra. For a sieving purpose, these are the needed material. And next material, first we have to taking the saindava. After saindava, we are adding the honey and start mixing. After that, we are adding the sneha. After the homogeneous. So remember, whenever you are mixing the next by the next step, just you have to remember you are making the homogeneous mixture of the particular content. So after adding the sneha, after adding the kalka, after kvata, and next is the avapa, and prepare the basti and sieve and give in the manner of the anima can or basti putaka method. It's depending upon your practical skills. Because the anima can, if you are using with the anima can, it's very easier to practice. But if you are using with the basti putaka, so it's difficult. The skills are required more, because we are directly inserting the basti netra. So that's what the skills are required more. If you are using with a rubber catheter, it's a very easier to be practiced. So next is the tatra snehadinam karmanam basti karmam pradhanatapam kasmat aneka karma radatva baste iha kalu bastir nana vida drayya sanyogat doshanam Samshodhanam, Samshamanam, Sangrahani Karoti, Kshina Shukram Vaji Karoti, Krisham Brahmayati, Stulam Karshayati, Chakshuhu Pranayati, Valipalitam Hanti Vayastapayati cha. So this is the explain why we are using the Basti, and this can enlighten our the Basti preparation, how it is bigger. Means if you are considering the tatra snehadinam karma, the snehana, svedana, vamana, virechana, other karmas, we can consider as Basti karma pradhana. Why? Because here kasmat aneka karma, the Basti will do the aneka karma, it will do the various karma. So iha kalu Baster Nana vida draya sanyoga doshanam. Depending upon the doshika predominance, we are using the particular dravyas. So that's what I told you. Whenever you are doing the preparation, the kvata may be differ, or kalka may be differ, or the sneha may be differ. So remember. So what it will do, if you are mixing with the other dravya sanyoga, so it will act as samshodhana also, samshamana also, sangrahana also. So it will having the various benefits depending upon whichever the dravya you are choosing for the preparation of a basti. And what happen? It will do also kshina shukram vajikaroti. If a shukra kshina is there, and it will increases the shukra, it will do the vajikarana action. If a krisha is there, it will do the brahmana also. If the person is the stula, then you can go with the basti has to be do the karshana also. And chakshuha pranayati and valipalitam hanti vayastapayati cha. So krisham brahmayati means we can use the brahmana bastis. Stulam karshayati, here we can use the lekana bastis. So depending upon the particular vayam stapayati kshina shukram, here we can use the mustadi apana bastis. So remember, depending upon the dravya, whichever the dravya which we are using for the preparation, that will act on the particular system and it will give a beneficiary. So that's what it is in a Sushruta Chikitsasana. They have considered Bastikramam Pradhanatamam. So that's what they have considered it as the Basti Karma is a Pradhana Karma, because having these kind of action. So next is, so remember the points to be considered. If you are doing in a practical manner, just we have to consider these kind of points. Like that's what I said in previous slides. Like whichever you are using, Basti Putaka or Anima can. So Basti Putaka, if you are using the Basti Putaka, means the skills are required more. If you are using Anima can, means it's easier to administration, easier to administer. So Anima can. So if you are using with the Anima can, means the cleanliness of a can, the particular pipe which is attached to that particular Anima can, and the catheter. So it has to be clean and very hygienically maintained. So, and one more thing, if you are using the Basti Netra, so Basti Netra, some parts in some parts of a country, they are using the brass one, which is the Basti Netra, which is made up of a brass. They are using with that Basti Netra, and they are using as a Basti Puttaka. Some they are using some bags, or some they are using with the plastics, and they are using making as a Puttaka, and they are attaching with the Basti Netra and tying, and they are using. So the main thing is the Basti Netra size was big and it is a hard in a nature. And in market we are getting with use and throw Basti Netra. We can use that also. And these kinds of skills, because of it is harder in nature, that a Basti Netra, what happens if you are administering through the anal route, what happens, it maybe irritates the particular anal canal. If a person having any of the hemorrhoids history or other history, mainly in Arshas and other hemorrhoids things, the Basti is contraindicated, but in some context it is indicated. So remember, whenever you are using the particular Basti Puttaka with the Basti Netra method, just remember, to avoid the complication, best way is go with the Anima can, because the rubber catheter will be there. The rubber catheter never harm the particular anal canal. So avoid the contamination of Aushadha, freshly prepared medicine we have to use. So that's what I'm saying. Whenever you are starting the preparation of a Basti, just you have to use the Kvata, which is made up of fresh. That's what. And filtering of a Basti Aushadha. That's what I'm saying. So if you are using the Basti Putika, there is a no necessary of these things. But what happens? The smaller particles, whenever you are preparing the Kwata, the smaller particles will be there. It may be irritated because you are giving the from the anal root, and the anal root which having the, it will reach to the colon having the very mucosal layer, it's a more. So what happens if some particles will be there, it may be irritates to the particular intestine or colon layer, and it may be hurts or it may be leads to some type of a perforation. So that's what, for a safer side, you have to filter the particular Basti Aushadha, and we have to maintain the temperature of a Basti. So remember, the Sukoshna is the best way to give a Basti. If you are giving the cold nature of a Basti, means it will leads to the complication. What happens? It will leads to the bloating of the abdomen, and it will leads to the pain in abdomen. So that's what some complications are there, or otherwise it will have the stambana effect. So to avoid that particular stambana, that's what we have to use the we have to need a temperature of a Basti. That is, it is not too hot, not too cold, in between Sukoshna manner. So Sukoshna manner we have to use the Basti. For Niruha Paschat Karma, like lifting of a leg or a patting of a buttocks and etc., it is not needed in the terms of a Basti. So just remember these things, the practical things. So just for giving you an idea. And one more thing, apart from the Kalva Yantra, we can use our churner. Normal, whichever we are using, the churner for the preparation of a buttermilk and all those things, we can use the churner also. And some parts they are mixing by using the grinder or a mixie jar. So we can use. It's depending upon their practical the knowledge, because they're practicing from so many years. So depending upon that, but mainly I am using the Khalwa Yantra for the preparation of the particular Basti. So so many methods are there we can adopt. So one thing is with the Khalwa Yantra, second is we can use the churner, or we can use manual churner and electrical churner. Two types of churner we can use, or we can use direct, we can use with our hand and just we can mix with this. So these are the other methods. After that, we have to assess the segmentation rate of that. So how we have to assess means, after the preparation of a Basti, we have to take in one test tube. So almost, if you are considering, when we are doing a post-graduation, we did the research work on these things. So we have collected the particular, after the preparation of a whole thing Basti with a different, like with preparation of the Kalva Yantra, and one more thing with Hasta, and one more thing with a mixie jar, and other thing with churner, the electrical churner and manual churner. If you are seeing the segmentation rate of the particular the Kwata or that liquid, so best thing is the segmentation is with almost all the same. So little bit changes are there in a segmentation rate, but we can say it is everything is fine. So why we have to adopt the such a modified method? Because if you're having a patient of a 10 to 15 patient in your practice, means you cannot go with for everyone's with the Kalva Yantra preparation and other things. So if you're using here electrical churner, means it will fasten your the preparation. In a 5 minutes, one Basti is over. If you are using with the Kalva Yantra or other manual churner, it will take minimum 15 to 20 minutes to prepare one Basti. So remember, for 5 minutes is better, or the 20 minutes is better. So there's no point of view that we can use only Kalva Yantra. It's depending upon our skills and depending upon the time saving, we can adopt the such a kind of a preparation, or we can modify the methods. So this ends my preparation of a Niruha Bastis. I think if you have any doubts, just mail me to drsurajpanchakarma@gmail.com, or if you are having any doubts, just put in a comment box if you have any doubts. So let us, I want to clarify. I think that surely I'm awareing that everyone knows about how we have to prepare the Basti. which is the general preparation, how you have to prepare the basti. So some misbeliefs will be there. So because they don't know why we are adding these kind of means first what we are adding the Saindava, Makshika, or whatever we are adding, why we are adding. So some people, they don't know, just it's a scientific background is there to prepare the amalgam. So that's what, or prepare the homogeneous mixture. We are using these kind of a method, or these kind of a respective method, like Makshikam, Lavanam, Sneham, Kalkam, Kautam, iti Kramat. So I thank you, Tadvidya Sambhasha Parishat, for giving me opportunity to deliver the speech on the clinical Panchakarma. That is mainly we are dealing with the practical aspects here. Thank you, one and all. So we will leave the session here.